just thrilled to see all of you today. And just, we know about the wind. We did this in April of 2012 for Below Garden. It was windy then. I think we need to remember this going forward, since we have 3 more of these to do. I'm Amy Meadows, and I'm the president of Parks for Downtown Dallas. And on behalf of our entire team at PFDD, including our chairman, Robert Deckard, our trustees, Guy Kerr, Dunya Shive, and Marion Spitzberg, as well as our colleagues, Todd Awe, Ken Travis, Larry Good, and Jan Talashe, we are thrilled to see all of you here this afternoon on this beautiful spring day as we begin construction on this park. Parks for Downtown Dallas, some of you may know, is a private operating foundation that pledged all of its assets to the city of Dallas if they would match this with $35 million. And this was done to deliver the 4 priority parks in the 2013 Downtown Parks Master Plan update. Pacific Plaza, where we stand today, was actually identified in the first master plan in 2004. The original plan was an offshoot of the In the Loop committee formed by Mayor Laura Miller. And they took a critical look at downtown Dallas, and they determined, among a lot of things, that downtown needed more green space. So Laura is out of town today, but we want to thank her husband, Steve Woolens, for joining us and representing her. Thank you, Steve, for being here. In 2006, the citizens of Dallas approved dollars in the bond program that year for the purchase of this site. So think about that for a minute. The site was purchased and has been owned by the city since 2009. And on behalf of the citizens of Dallas, we want to thank the Trust for Public Land because they were absolutely instrumental in buying this property for the city of Dallas. And I see Robert Kent, the North Texas Area Director, and I know other TPL staff and advisory board members are here today, and we just really want to thank you because without you leading the charge to develop more parks, we probably wouldn't be standing here today. So thank you so much. In 2015, the Below Foundation partnered with the Park Department to develop Below Garden. We did that in 2012 when we opened that park, but in 2015, we converted to Parks for Downtown Dallas. And that's when we made this pledge of $35 million. The city stepped up when the bond election, you all know, just passed in 2017. And this is the first park that we're doing out of the 4. The park department actually asked us if we would take this one on before the bond election actually happened. So at the direction of Willis Winters, we hired SWA as our landscape architecture firm. And I want to thank Chuck McDaniel, who is the managing principal of the SWA Dallas office, and his team for their tireless effort on developing the design that is absolutely perfect for this site. And I think you all will be so impressed, and I invite you afterwards to go across the street to look at all the renderings while you're staring out the windows of this great park site. SWA has partnered with HKS, whose headquarters, corporate headquarters is right behind me in One Dallas Center. So we have many HKS representatives here today, and they did the design for the signature pavilion for this park. And we want to thank HKS not only for their extraordinary design, but also for their firm's financial contribution. Dan Noble, the CEO of HKS, is here today. Thank you, Dan. All right, thank you so much. SWA and HKS have invited many of their subs to be here today, and we are really want to extend our gratitude to all of you for being here with us as well. I want to recognize the Beck Group. They're the general contractor of Pacific Plaza. To date, we've been working really closely with Alan Ritchie and Donnie Zelfro, and we look forward to working with the rest of the Beck team as the construction progresses on this park. Beck is truly a civic-minded company that is heavily committed to Dallas, and we are thrilled to have them as part of our team. And for the record, I think you all did the paint spray, and I'm just saying. I also built environment. And this process is much more difficult than if we were in a suburb working with raw land. So it's a long and patient, arduous process, and we're grateful for everybody working so closely with us to get here today. And no one understands this better than Courtney Garrett, the CEO of Downtown Dallas, Inc. She is leading the charge for our downtown renaissance. Courtney and Dustin Bullard and the entire DDI team are great partners of Parks for Downtown Dallas, and we're honored today to have her speak with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here for another celebration of downtown, Parks for Downtown Dallas. I want to thank all of my city council partners here. Philip Kingston's here. He's going to speak in a moment. Adam Madrano. Adam, give us a wave. There you go. There's Adam. Jennifer Gates is back there. And Ricky Callahan, I think, is around here someplace. There's Ricky. So thank you for being here. And Lee Kleiman, I think, right? Lee's back there. Thank you, Lee, for coming. Appreciate it. I recognize the people not only because it's right, but because this is a partnership in a remarkable way. And when you look at what our kids are going to think about downtown Dallas, you see that the history will write a story not about just buildings, but about green space. That was a strategic decision that we decided to make, and I'm glad that we are executing it. During my tenure as mayor, some of the best things that we've done in downtown have been around green space and around parks, and has transformed it. It is fabulous to be breaking ground on Pacific Park. I'm going to tell you, when you look around, look at this visual with buildings all around us, and imagine that we're going to be standing on green space with trees and benches and a pavilion and places where we can have lunch and spend time with those that we work with, that are with our family. It's a really remarkable thing about how a city grows and transforms itself. And as I think about how we got here, it is a great metaphor for how Dallas must move forward in the future. I talked about it in our last State of the City address, that to make Dallas what we want it to be, it's going to take people, it's going to take planning, and it's going to take a spirit of philanthropy here at Pacific Plaza. So that's my P theme, if you didn't get to the P theme for today. And when we start talking about people, it's all about people as far as I'm concerned, because people make a difference. And Robert Deckard was a media man. He made a lot of hay being a media man. His career gave him incredible opportunity to serve this city. But he transformed from a media man to a parks man, and we are so grateful for that transformation, Robert. Recognize for our city moving forward, never forget that we need heroes like Robert Deckard in this city. His belief that great cities have great parks moves us to planning. And Parks for Downtown Dallas is focused on developing 4 major parks within the downtown over the next decade. Pacific Plaza is the first, but the plan is for Carpenter Park, Harwood Park, and West End Park. I appreciate everything you've done from a planning standpoint, Amy. I mean, you've worked hard. You understand the importance of not only long-term planning, but short-term planning. And let us never forget to be good planners for the stewardship of this city for the future. Thank you, Willis, for partnering with her, Willis Winters. A tremendous amount of effort when you could easily put your head down so it doesn't get shot off. You stick it up, okay? And you say we need to power through that. So thank you for that planning as well. And I want to say, as I look at that next sense, we need philanthropy. Now, that's not just money. We need money, okay? But we need a spirit of philanthropy. You look at the Greek root of philanthropy. It's to love your man, your friend as a man. And we want to make sure that we continue to do that. And that sense of philanthropy also shows up in the bank in the fact that we had 40...
I'm actually not going to talk about any of those things because Courtney and the mayor did a really good job. I just want to... I just need to tell you about 2 different things that go with developing parks in downtown Dallas. the story of this park is primarily the story of several advocates defending the vision of this park as a park. You all know that Dallas is a predatory real estate environment. In fact, I see some of you predators out there right now. And when you have an asset like this, it is not unlike a nice fat sheep. And I have felt quite a bit like a sheepdog nipping at predators to try to defend this little piece of property. My predecessor, Angela Hunt, who's with us today, did the same thing when she was in office. And there are a couple of people that I need to thank. The truth is that if the Trust for Public Land had not helped us acquire this property, it today would likely be a private development site. We would not be having this groundbreaking. It'd be something else. It wouldn't be a park. Part of the reason for that is when you work with the Trust for Public Land, they want you to agree to certain principles, and they were steadfast in insisting that this property be used for a public park, not a public-private park with business opportunities for the real estate development industry. There were other people who were absolutely key to preserving the ability to build a park here. I could not have defended this yummy fat sheep from the predators without the work on park board, particularly to Jesse Moreno, and on council, Adam Medrano. I'm very thankful to them.
The park, I think, could bring all these important people to a parking lot in this type of weather. I am Bobby Abtahi. I'm the president of the Dallas Park Board, and I am your last speaker today, so I'm very well aware of the fact that I'm the only thing standing between you and seeing Willis Winters drive that excavator, so I'm going to keep my remarks short. So these groundbreakings are one of my favorite things, and like Mayor Rawlings pointed out, this park is years of people, planning, and philanthropy that will truly produce a great park for the citizens of Dallas. Several of my colleagues are here today. I see our Park Board Vice President, Rob Stewart. Where are you, Rob? Just give us a wave. I see our Park Board Representative, Jesse Moreno, Bo Slaughter, and Mr. Paul Sims, who's in District 14. So if we could give my colleagues a round of applause for their help on this project. So today's groundbreaking for Pacific Plaza continues the Park Board and Park Department's vision of creating green space that meets the needs of our growing city and our dynamic downtown. As everyone has said before, this vision was created 14 years ago when the Park Board and City Council developed the Downtown Parks Master Plan. And in 2013, an update to that plan again said that Pacific Plaza is an important piece of our downtown plan. So for our visions to become reality, we in government cannot do it alone. We need outside partners. Actually, I think I'm a firm believer that we should demand outside partners. So I want to echo everything we've heard today about Robert Kent. Robert Deckert. That's a different Robert. He has worked tirelessly from the start to make this dream a reality. So thank you, Robert. Thank you, Amy, and your entire Parks for Downtown Dallas team. Thanks to our longstanding partnership with Parks for Downtown Dallas, we're beginning to get one-of-a-kind neighborhood park that will create an open space and an urban environment that everyone has touched on that really you don't find in many places in Dallas. If you think about the fact that we're right next to the Majestic Theater, we have towers of office, we have towers of residential, this is really going to be a great thing for our city. I'd also like to thank another Robert Kent, who's here today, and the Trust for Public Land. They provided the initial funding for this 3.4 acres. And a lot of people don't know this. They bought this piece of land in 2005, and they actually held on to it for several years until the city was ready to take it over. And none of this would be possible without our city staff. The Park and Recreation Department, in my opinion, is second to none, and that wouldn't be possible with our Park and Recreation Director, Willis Winters. Willis really exemplifies that. Anyone who goes to anything nationwide, whether it's a conference or any other city to visit their parks, when you tell them you're from Dallas, the first thing out of their mouth is, oh, Willis Winters. So he is known that well. Also, Louise Elam, his assistant director, Leon Lim, who I saw here today, and John Reynolds and their team. Last but not least, I'd like to thank all our former Park Board members. I see a lot of you here today, so thank you for your service, and more specifically, two of my predecessors. Mr. Max Wells, our former park board president. I want it to be very clear, I am lucky. I came into this role a year ago, and Mr. Wells had done a lot of work on this. So thank you, Max, for your service, and thank you to your lovely wife for sharing your husband with the city of Dallas. Another former park board president we have here, former park board president Mike Rawlings, who as our mayor made sure that the city council bought into this vision. So thank you, Mayor Rawlings. And anyone who follows City Hall, and I think everyone who's touched on it today knows that to bring vision to reality is definitely not as easy as it sounds. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Parks for Downtown Dallas. Let's get Willis in that excavator and let's get going.
President, I see right here, and you helped us get Below Garden done. Remember all those 7 a.m. or 7:30 a.m. meetings on Monday mornings?
Yes.
So we're about to see our Renaissance man of City Hall, Willis Winters, our director of the park department, is going to get in the excavator. And I would tell you, we thought Willis knew how to do this. We figured he'd done this in his career many times, but he got a lesson today at 2:30. So I would just say give him kind of a wide berth. We don't know where he's going to go with this. So we'll let Willis take over, and then I'll jump back up with a little direction on where we're going next. Thank you.
Very methodical.
Photographs, but please join us across the street. This is AIA Dallas's future headquarters in the lower level of the Republic Center. We want to thank Jan Blackman, Executive Director of AIA Dallas, and the AIA Dallas board members who are all here today. I know there are several of you.